thank you and praise you too. Your grace and mercy brought me through. Boys and girls, clasp your hands and close your eyes while we welcome God into this presence. Welcome into this place. Welcome into this broken vessel. You desire to abide in the praises of your people. So we lift our hands and we lift our voice as we offer all the praise unto your name. As we pause, boys and girls, parents, visitors, to give God thanks, let us remember that God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto his name. Now, the theme for my devotion this morning is building a foundation. And if you look on the screen, you will actually see that I have a foundation on my screen. Now, you'll see that I have a foundation on my screen. With this foundation, you see a number of things. You see some dirt, you see some cement rather, you see some board, you see some steel. Now, this foundation, boys and girls, is a foundation, and parents, is a foundation that I will talk about. Now, if you look at that foundation, you may have guessed that it is a very, very strong foundation. It is because of the materials that you have seen. You have seen the blocks, the steel, the cement. Seeing all the materials used, you may conclude that they create a strong foundation. Like a building, children need a strong foundation so that as they get older, they will not topple over with the pressures of life. At this early age, ladies and gentlemen, Solomon encourages the parent in Proverbs 22, verse 6. And he says, train up a child in the way he should go, so that when he is old, he will not depart from it. We know, ladies and gentlemen, that the home is the first place where learning takes place. Some foundations that must be set in the home are: one, discipline. Whether or not you believe in God, you would agree that from a young, very, very young age, discipline is of great importance. By gentle, persistent force, this habit must be established in your child. When discipline is addressed from early, it limits conflict. When children are taught to be disciplined or to be obedient, they will not resist authority. They will obey you. They will obey the teachers. They will obey the law of the country and the law of God. Another foundation that you must build is that of respect. Fathers, you are the kings in your home. Mothers, you are the queens in your home. Build the child's foundation by teaching them to show respect not just to you, but also to authorities, their friends, and themselves. And children, the Bible also instructs you. And you know what the Bible instructs you about? It says that you must obey your parents in the Lord. And it says that this is right. It also says that you must honor your mother and father, as this is the first commandment with a promise. As I close this little talk with you, parents, I encourage you to build a strong and a firm foundation. And as you build this strong and this firm foundation, I hope that you build this foundation in Jesus Christ. I want you to listen to Chevelle Franklin as she asks God to continue to be the firm foundation in her life. And I ask parents that you also ask the Lord to help you to be this foundation.
Wanna check some Christian people boring. Wanna think we not a vibe, but we can't be done. Ready? Wanna 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 ready? Jesus, you're my firm foundation. I know I can stand secure. Jesus, oh yeah, foundation. Hope in your holy word. Hope in your word. Hope in your holy word. Come again now. Jesus, oh you're my firm foundation. I know I can stand secure. Oh yeah, Jesus, you're my firm foundation. Trust in your holy word. Trust in your holy word. I have a living hope. I have a living hope. I have a future. I have a future. God has a plan for me. God has a plan for me. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure. Can stand secure. Jesus, for my mama. Hope in your holy word. Trust in your holy word. Oh, yeah. Your word is faithful. Your word is faithful. Mighty with power. Oh, yeah. God will deliver me. There's such a Jesus, you're my foundation. I know Jesus, my I put my hope, all my hope in your word. Come on, Jesus, I'm a rock, oh, yes, him, I'm a friend. Him, I'm a savior, and him, in a defend. Him, I'm a light, and him, in a defend. See, say, come again. Him, in a me life, him, fill up in my soul. Humble my heart, I can take control. Renew my mind, that's why I'm so bold. Lord, me under control. Jesus, you're my firm foundation. You're my firm foundation. I can stand secure. I can stand secure. Jesus, you're my firm foundation. Put my trust in your word. I put my trust in your word. Put my trust in your word. Jesus,
All right, so Jesus, you are my firm foundation. I know I can stand secure. Jesus, you are my firm foundation. I put my trust in your holy word. I put my trust in your holy word. Clasp your hands and close your eyes, everybody, while we pray. Clasp your hands and close your eyes, boys and girls. Parents, please bow your head while we pray. Dear Father, thank you for allowing us to see a new year, a new school year, a year that is filled with possibilities. Thank you for these boys and girls who you have made a plan. You said, Lord, in your words that you have prepared a plan for all of us. And the plan that you have prepared for us is not to harm us, but to prosper us. Lord, I just want to thank you for the parents, the ones that you have seen it fit to take care of these boys and girls. Thank you, Lord, for the teachers and the administrators who you have chosen to be responsible for the continuation of these children education at this time. I ask, dear Father, that you give us the vision that we need, the knowledge, the understanding to continue to build this foundation of discipline, of respect, and of educating these young minds. Help us all to recognize that you are the firm foundation on which we should all depend. Continue to be with us. Continue to be with this family Kankase Primary School. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Boys and girls, parents, visitors, we continue to give God thanks because we know, ladies and gentlemen, that we are living in a time that persons call unprecedented times. And as we continue to give God thanks, as we continue to ask God to be that foundation in our lives, I want you also with this final song to ask Him to cover you and to cover your children, to cover you under the blood. So as you continue to ask Him to be the foundation, He will cover both you and your family and the Kankakee Primary School family. So I want all the parents, all the boys and girls to join in this song. And I want you to start to put your hand over your head while we listen to the song as it relates to cover. And I want to see your parents dancing to the song. And I want to see you praising the Lord, parents, as you ask the Lord to cover you under the blood.
The people that will love Jesus and put your hands over your head now. Put your hands over your head. And somebody just say, cover me, cover me, cover me, cover me. Cover me, cover me, cover me. Again. Cover me, cover me, cover me under your blood. Cover me, Lord. All of me. I'm Jesus. I'm say Jesus. I'm say Jesus.
Come on, let us see the boys and girls.
And he's keeping me alive. Who now? Jesus is keeping me alive. God is able to keep us from falling from every attack. And when the devil starts tempting, from dangerous seen and unseen, he's my help, he will rescue me. Watch out. So when the enemy comes upon me like a flood, I create a stand that cover me under your blood. Give me the wisdom to know when to fight. Know when I'm fighting in the all over me, Lord Jesus. All over me. And he's keeping me alive. I'm say Jesus. I'm say Jesus. Keeping me alive. Ready again. All over me. And he's keeping me alive. Ooh, Lord. Jesus. Say I love it when you touch me, Lord. Boy, say God, you turn a mess into a message, now the messenger arrive. Coming into the journey, so me now go backslide. Looking through the spirit and the physical eyes. Ooh, you got me testify. Know me and the work of God and the boss. My whole life, yeah, now. Take me from the good and put me in a A-class. Know me and the boss. You rearrange me like I should be dead. Ooh, Lord, it's all over me. And he's keeping me alive. I said, Jesus, keeping me alive. Say, my Jesus, keeping me alive. All over me, Lord. Me, and he's keeping me alive. Boy, Jesus is keeping me alive. DJ again, DJ. So if it wasn't for that Christmas, tell me where I would have been. I'm the side of positive, no peace, all of me quick. You don't know how far I'm coming from and where I could have been. So if you see me laughing to myself, I'm just remembering. Remember when Terry put the fish gun in the head and the next one got and the chick got pussy. We could have been dead, remember when two jokes and gun me could have lose me life, but now you all over me, satisfy me with long life. All over me, ooh, and he's keeping me alive. I say Jesus, keeping me alive. I say Jesus, keeping me alive. All over me, Lord. All over me, and he's keeping me alive. Jesus is keeping me alive. Somebody hand over your head and just say, cover me, cover me, cover me under your blood. Cover me, cover me, cover me. One more time. Cover me, cover me, cover me under your blood. Cover me now, cover me. Cover me, cover me, cover me under your blood. Cover me, cover me, cover me. Cover me, Jesus. Cover me, cover me, cover me under your blood. Cover me, cover me, cover me. All over me.
All over me, and He is keeping me alive, boys and girls. Miss, over to you, Miss Moderator. Thank you very much, boys and girls.
Amen.
Amen. Over to you, Miss Moderator. Miss Spencer, are you hearing me? Over to you.
Miss, ask her to unmute. Ask her to unmute.
Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, how are you? How are you today?
I am fine. I am great. I am fine. I'm just great. I am fine. I'm well today.
Great.
Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello,
How are you?
All right, Miss Pencil,
Hello,
we
hello, hello. Are you hearing me?
we just started hearing you.
Okay.
Yes, miss. Every day. Every day. I go to school. I go to school. Can hearing you.
All right, Miss Spencer seems as if she has just left the meeting. Seems as if she has just left the meeting, but I know she was playing the song. Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, how are you? How are you today? The boys and girls, parents, visitors, I hope that you are fine. I am just here to keep you occupied until she gets back. And in the meantime, while she is navigating the system, I think we really have been having some challenges with the internet for a couple of days now. We really have been having some challenges. Nevertheless, boys and girls, we are going to be moving on. So, with that said, while Miss is getting ready to come back on, I am going to ask Miss Williams to come and welcome you and to introduce the team. Go ahead. Miss Williams, can you hear me?
Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Hello, how are you? If you can hear me, you can just raise your hand like this and let me know if you can hear me. All right, great. All right, good morning again. We are here another morning, a beautiful, hot day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be
Good
glad
morning,
in
miss.
it. Good morning. And one favor I'm gonna ask is that
Good morning.
we keep our cameras on and we turn off
Good
our
morning.
mic.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
All right, all mics off now, please. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Please turn your
Good
mics off
morning.
now
Good
so I can
morning.
continue. Very good to see everybody. All right, so we need to proceed in
Good
order.
morning.
Parents, we need to proceed in order, and I'm going to ask you to keep your mics off. Thank you. So I'm still seeing Jenkins, Jaquan Jenkins, turn off your mic. Thank you very much. All right. So I am Miss Williams. I am one of the grade one teachers, and my job this morning is to welcome all of you to grade one's orientation. All right. So I have the job to make you feel most welcome to the Clan Carthy Primary School. And at the Clan Carthy Primary School, we are all family. Alright, and as a family, yes, we will have disagreements. Yes, things will be rough, but as a family, we know that we will pray together, we will talk it over, and at the end, we will pull through and we will grow in grace and grow in love. And I hope that you will give us grace this morning as we have to give grace to Flo and Digicel that have us out here battling with the technology, right? So I'm just gonna begin and I am going to welcome in our midst Mr. Donald Foster, who is our board chairman. He is with us this morning and he will address you very shortly. And he is in charge of or helping to run the school with the board. And he will tell you more about himself a little later and his substantive job that he has with us. I also see another member of the board, Mr. Mortimer Mullins, and we call him Uncle Maxie. And if you were at school, Uncle Maxie comes and does some great devotions with the kids from time to time. And really, Uncle Maxie, I miss your devotions. And I really am going to invite you to one of my class devotions where we are up and running so the children can experience Uncle Maxie devotion. So I just want to welcome you also. And also with us, we have our acting principal, Mrs. Winsome Reed. Welcome, welcome, Mrs. Reed. And I know that we will come and address the parents in short order. As well, we have the lady with many hats, our acting VP. And our acting VP is also the grade 1 coordinator. And she is also a grade 1 teacher, Mrs. Trill Reynolds. And she was the one who did our devotion just now. And I think she'll be coming back to address us. So I just want to welcome her especially. And our PTA president, Mr. Durval Spence, is with us. And he is our technology master, having us on Google Meets and also streaming on YouTube. So I am also a YouTube personality, thanks to Mr. Durval Spence. All right. And last but not least, the entire grade 1 team is here. So we have Mrs. Trill Reynolds, who is the boss of all of us. And we have Mrs. Spencer that was she's our moderator who fell off, and hopefully she will come back on soon. And there is me, Miss Tanya Williams, who is in grade 1W. So I just want to welcome all of us very specially this morning. And I think I have saved the best for last. And who can tell me, no, I'm not going to open up any mics to that. So let's go. The best for last. I want to welcome all of these beautiful faces that I see this morning. I want to welcome you, especially my children. Welcome to the family of Clancarty Primary School. Beautiful boys and girls this morning. And your parents who are here to support you and to make sure that we have a very productive 2021 to 2020.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, all mics off. Right, so welcome again. Let me call some names. When I call your name, that is not an invitation to open your mic. I'm just giving a shout out to Jenkins, Jaquan Jenkins, Raquel Allen, Alex Blackwood, Omaria Bailey, Charlene Bowen, and last one, Tony Gwynn. These are some of the names that I'm seeing of these gorgeous and bright and smart young people that have joined the Clancarty family. All right, so I just want to welcome you especially this morning. And Mrs. Trill Reynolds, you can tell me if I should go on to do the tour right away. Your mic is off, miss.
Please remember to welcome our guidance counselor as well.
Oh, she is here.
I think I saw her. Yes.
Okay, I ran through and I didn't see her.
Okay.
Mrs. Robinson. So Mrs. Robinson is our guidance counselor. Mrs. Robinson, if you're here, I did not forget you, even though it's been almost a year since I've seen you. So our guidance counselor should be in our midst and should be addressing you also. All right. And let me tell you something. You don't just go to the guidance counselor when you are in trouble. She is here to help us navigate this very difficult time that we are in. And if you have any concerns, if you have any issues, she is here to help. All right, so I just want to welcome Mrs. Robinson in our midst, and we just hope that we get to see you all soon. All right. So that is all that for my welcome this morning. I would sing "There's a Welcome Here," but I am not a singer, and I would share you. There's a hearty Bunununus welcome here for all of you. We are glad to have you, and we hope you have a wonderful, productive year. Right? So I will go straight into the welcome to the virtual tour. All right. So children, this is actually the teachers, this is our third year. This is our third school year, doing what they call pandemic teaching from home virtually. And so, two sets of children, the one before and you have not been into your school. Many of you don't know what your school looked like. So last school year, we did a tour of the school so that the children could have sort of experience of what your school looks like. And I am going to share that virtual tour with you. The person that is doing the tour actually was in grade 1 last year. Her name is Mrs. Duncan Williams. She's still on staff with us, but she is now at grade 6. But she is still a part of the family. So I am going to share our tour with you of our school. All right. And I am going to try as best as I can to moderate this little tour.
So sad we're not able to do this face to face. So I'm going to be showing you.
So this is Mrs. Duncan Williams.
Welcome to Clancarty Primary School. In the mornings, this is where you enter.
All right, so this is right at the front gate. And we walk up. This is where you would walk by the side, but this is where you would drive up with your drivers or your parents.
Over here, we have the grade 1 block. This is block C.
This is your grade 1. We are located on block C. And we have 4 classrooms in grade 1.
Computer lab. So this is where you will have computer studies. There's a computer room.
And this is your block, guys, grade 1 block. And you also share grade 1 with 2 grade 2 classes.
This area is the quadrangle, and this is the center. This is the quadrangle where we don't play at all. It's the no play area.
We're coming up on the office. I think your parents would know where the office is. This is the school's office.
Where you come to find out all the information that you need. Which is why we don't stay in the quadrangle. Upstairs, block A is where you find the grade 6s. So you don't go upstairs. There are 4 bathrooms. We have 2 males and 2 females. Right here is also the grade 6 block. This is one of the boys' bathrooms. Down here, the girls' bathroom. And over here, you have another boy bathroom and another girl bathroom. The stage that you see is where you do devotion.
And we do devotion right in this area at school.
Side, the grade 1 block is the guidance counselor's room. So most of the parents will come to the guidance counselor when they want to learn about the path students. has to do with path, that is where they're going to find it. Now I'm going to show you where you can play.
Alright, so we're going around to our play area where we have our netball field and where you would normally do your physical education or your PE class.
Oh, and here's the pipe. That's one of the one kind of area. And down there is the play field. This is where you will come to play. See how big
So you
it is?
have a very big area to play.
Come here. I'm going to show you our fence. Three, class, and the break rooms are right beside the canteen. This is where your lunch is prepared. So this is the canteen. You would have come to the canteen. The teachers take your orders, and the canteen staff take your lunch to your class. Over here is a tuck shop where you will come to get your snacks and your juices for your babies, so your parents would have already prepared that before. Around here is another play area. You come around here and you play, but you do not play in the quadrangle. That's the area with the office. Around this side is where we have our
And that's my classroom at the back.
When it is not general devotion, this is where you will come to have your great devotion. Over here we have, if you notice you're seeing some garbage bins. That is where you dispose of the garbage. And here's another wash hand area for you. So that is right beside.
Alright, and that is the
Welcome to Clontarget Primary School.
end of our virtual tour. Alright, so that is just a glimpse of your school, and we really do hope and pray that everybody plays their part and that we can get back to school as soon as possible, and we can all be inside our rooms getting to play and experience our school as a whole, right? So now I think we are going to move on to the greetings by Mr. Donald Foster, our board chair. So if Mr. Foster is ready, I believe he can begin if he is ready to bring you greetings. Again, I'm just reminding you, parents and children, keep your mics off so that we can work and have our presentation going smoothly. Thank you for your ears. Mr. Foster, over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
You're welcome.
Let me start by recognizing members of the Board of Management. I can see we have Dr. Mortimer Mullins, who is the Vice Chairman of the Board of Management. And I'm saying Board of Management rather than just Board. We also have Mr. Spence, the PTA representative on the Board of Management, and other board members participating this morning. Let me also recognize the senior management of the school. We have Mrs. Winsome Reed, who's our acting principal. And boys and girls, I need your full attention at this time. When I'm talking, you're not supposed to be talking. You're supposed to be listening. And parents will ask you to ensure that the boys and girls are listening at this time, not talking. So we want to welcome again and happy to see our acting principal, Mrs. Winsome Reed. and also our acting vice principal, Mrs. Trail Reynolds, who is also the coordinator for grade 1. We are very excited to have our teachers, and in this case, the grade 1 teachers, who are all present, I believe, at this orientation. And parents and students, we are having this orientation mainly for you to understand, to learn more about your school, our school. So, ladies and gentlemen, all, let me welcome you to this orientation and welcome you to Clancarthy Primary School on behalf of the Minister of Education and the entire Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. Welcome you on behalf of the Board of Management and the entire Clancarthy Primary School family. You, boys and girls, you, parents of our students, have just joined this family, the Clancarthy Primary School family. You're now a member of this family, and we welcome you. We are excited to have you in this family. You have just started an exciting part of your life by being a member of this family called the Clancarthy Primary School family. Now, Miss Williams said that Mr. Foster would tell you a little about the board, and that I am the chairman of the board. Now, when Miss Williams spoke about board, he wasn't talking about a piece of lumber or a piece of wood or a piece of timber, and I'm sure your teachers will explain to you what those are. And that the board is not wood, the board is not lumber, the board is not timber, the board is not trees in a forest. The board is really a number of nominated and appointed officials, persons who have been appointed by the Minister of Education to be in charge of the day-to-day runnings of the school. The board represents the minister at the school level. And so the board of management is responsible to ensure that the school implements, put into action, the policies of the Ministry of Education, the rules that the Ministry of Education puts in place for the smooth operation of the school, of the Clancarthy Primary School. So the board has overall responsibility for the Clancarthy Primary School. And so the person who is in charge of managing the school, the principal, I like to call that person the Chief Executive Officer, reports to the chairman of the Board of Management. And again, we work together to ensure that everything goes well at the school. The teachers, as Miss Williams mentioned, they report to the principal and the vice principal, of course, to make sure that everything is done well so that you boys and girls can get a good education, because that is the objective. That is the main reason why you have joined the family of Clancarthy Primary School, to get a very, very good education. And so as a family, the Board of Management, the teachers, the staff of the school, the parents, and you boys and girls, we all have roles and functions. We do have our specific roles and functions to carry out to ensure that we achieve the objective of a good education for our boys and girls. So we must work together. We must work together as a team to achieve this education for you boys and girls. You boys and girls are the reason why we have the school, to give you a very, very good education. So we'll all work together to do that. Boys and girls and parents, we have some of the best teachers at Clancarty Primary School. They have your interest at heart. They want to ensure that you develop to be the best of who you can be. We have some of the best teachers. They are very dedicated professionals. Very dedicated professionals. They are good at what they do, but you must work with them. You must work with them, boys and girls, and parents. Parents, you are expected to be involved in the activities of the school. We need active parents who help with with the school, work with the teachers and the principal and the vice principal to make sure that you are doing your part so that we can achieve the objective of a good education for your boy and your girl. That is your role. So, one thing I want to tell you, you have just joined. We have about maybe about 150 new grade 1 boys and girls, and when we add their mothers and fathers to the 150, we have nearly 500 new members of the Clancarty family. You have now joined a family of over 2,500 persons. So you're now part of a large family. And so we all have to work together so that we can do well as a family. Family takes care of each other. We take care of each other. That's how families work. So you are now part of a large family of over 2,500. And so we welcome you into the family. You have started a new year, a new school year at Clancarty Primary. You have now joined a new family. You have started a new journey. And this journey will be 6 years at Clancarty Primary School. 6 years. You have started on a new mission. The new mission is that after the 6 years, you want to attend your high school of choice. Your high school of choice. How are you going to get into your high school of choice? And I'm sure your teachers will start to ask you questions as to what high school you want to go to. Your high school of choice, for you to get to your high school of choice, you have to do well. You have to study hard, boys and girls. Parents, you have to support them so that they do well, so they can get into their school of choice. 6 years from now, this is a new mission that you have started. It's an exciting part of your life, very exciting part. It's coming into your school, your primary school, and working towards getting into your high school of choice. Very exciting phase of your life. And so we welcome you and we look forward to working with you. Now, some of you might have met when you're being registered, when you're going through the registration process. Some of you might have met the former principal, Mr. Sheldon Richards. Mr. Richards has submitted his resignation, so he's no longer the principal of the school. He has been experiencing some health challenges, and so he has decided to leave the school. Now we ask you, boys and girls, we ask you, parents, to remember Mr. Richards in your prayers as he works to get better, as he tries to recuperate from his illness. So we ask you to remember Mr. Richards in your prayers. However, Clancarty Primary School is fortunate to have persons who can move into the role in a very efficient way. So the Board of Management has appointed Mrs. Winsome Reed, who is the Vice Principal, to act as Principal. And the Board of Management has asked Mrs. Trail Reynolds, your coordinator, to act as Vice Principal. So Mrs. Reed and Mrs. Trail Reynolds, working with you, will keep the school running to the best of its ability until the Ministry of Education has completed their formal recruitment process. So let us work together as a team so that we can achieve our objective of the best education for our boys and girls. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm looking forward to seeing you physically, face to face. I'm looking forward to that. But until such time, may God continue to bless you all. Welcome to the family, and do your best, because only the best will be good enough. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful time at Clancarty Primary School. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Foster, our chairman. Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Miss Spencer, the official moderator of this morning's proceedings. But
Good morning.
Unfortunately, I had a connectivity issue, and this issue will arise right through this online school. So,
Good morning.
it's not only the children who are going to be having that issue, but teachers. So, parents, we crave your support as well as you expect us to support you. Thank you very much. There were so many important points that our chairman, our granddad, that said that was so important that parents would have been listening to. And for the children, they might not understand some of those terms used by the chairman. And we are serving the children. Ensure that the children understand what it is that we are doing for them. Do not leave them out of the planning. Okay? And we want to make sure that they are comfortable. Our next presenter is our acting principal. But before she comes, I just want to engage you guys. Everybody in a little brain break, a little activity. So get yourself, we have to make sure this pandemic is not going to get hold of us. So one thing we have to make sure that we do, we ought to be active. And when Miss Williams was talking about the play area, we are operating in a socially distanced environment now. So no closeness. You can be close to your family members, but no closeness now. So we're going to get into our space and we're going to do a little activity. What is happening when I'm sharing it? Sing with me.
Stomp your feet. Stomp your feet. Swing your arms.
Come on, let me see you swing your arms.
Dance everybody and sing with me.
Dance everybody and sing with me.
I'm so
happy.
oh
So happy.
Sing with
Sing
me.
with me. I'm so happy.
I'm so
Happy.
Sing
Sing with me.
Jump
Jump
around.
around. Then that moving first
Touch ground. Shake your hips. I know a song and it goes like this. La la la,
I'm so happy.
oh
So happy. You're not moving, guys. Sing with me. I'm so happy. So happy. Sing with me. Your feet. Touch the ground. So happy. Sing with me. I'm so happy. So happy. Sing with me. I'm so happy. Let me see all the children who are happy. Who say, all right, guys. All right. That was very good. That was very good. How are you feeling now? How are you feeling? Woo!
Great!
Great. Excellent. I am so So you have spoken, and you know what do you do after you finish speaking? What do you do after you finish speaking? Okay. Yes. What do you do after you finish speaking?
Use our mind.
Mute your mic. Yeah. Good job. So let me see everybody mute their mic. So after such activity, oh my God, I feel so worked up. The principal is coming, and so remember we are ready for school. So you're gonna go into your lunch bag now. See, I have my lunch bag. And remember, one of the rules is that you must be prepared. So I have my lunch bag, and I'm gonna take out my water. So it's now a water break. So you're gonna get your water, guys. Remember, you're gonna get your water. But before you get your water, this is what you're gonna do. What is this? What's this? Yeah, it's very important. So see, I'm leading. I'm gonna get my sanitizer, and I'm gonna sanitize up because I'm gonna get some water now. So we are on the water break for the children. So you get your water. Is Mrs. Reed ready for us? I am. Okay, so guys, parents, please welcome our acting principal, Missy. What's the name of the principal, guys? What's the name of the principal, the acting principal?
Mrs. Reed.
Very good. So let's welcome Mrs. Reed. Come on, grade 1. Let's welcome her.
Welcome. Good morning.
Yay!
Good morning.
Thank you, Mrs. Reed. And remember now, you're finished. So what you do now? Mute your mics. Very good. And your hands in your lap. Very good. Good job. Good job. Excellent. Thank you always, the energetic Miss Spencer. Thank you so much. Our moderator. Then we have Mr. Foster, who you would have heard already, Chairman, Board of Management. Dr. Mullings, affectionately called Uncle Maxie, Vice Chair, Board of Management. Mrs. Trail Reynolds, Acting Vice Principal. Mr. Spence, PTA President. Our Guidance Counselor, Mrs. Robinson. Other teachers, parents, guardians, and of course, we welcome the grade 1 students. We are indeed blessed and again privileged to be able to be a part of another school year. And so it is indeed a pleasure for me to welcome you all on behalf of the Board of Management staff of the Clancarthy Primary School and of course administration. Certainly, this is not the preferred forum to be welcoming you to this phase of your children's education, but we are still thankful to God that we can meet. We're looking forward, parents and students, to a productive partnership with you to ensure that your students or children reach their full potential. We're happy that you have placed the confidence in us here at Clancarthy Primary School to guide your children for the next 6 years of their primary education. We know that you could have chosen elsewhere, but you made a good choice in coming to the Clancarthy Primary School. So almost every time, and you know mothers, and if you have grandmothers and other guardians, almost every time a new baby comes into a family, there is excitement and people are so glad and happy. It brings the other members of the family together. So it is here with us at the Clancarthy Primary School. The new addition, the grade 1s are here with us, and we are certainly excited to be welcoming them. Welcome, 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 grade 1s. For our children, parents, to be successful in school, they require support from home and from school. And so we are confident that our collaboration with you, you have heard Mr. Foster already spoken to, being involved in the school as chairman of the Board of Management. So in collaboration with you, we know that we will have a significant impact on your school, your child's schooling. We certainly cannot do it alone. I'm just endorsing all that the chairman would have said. We cannot do it alone. We certainly need you. And it's always heartening when I see the children sitting with their parents. Look at Aisha and her mom, Cherise and her mom, Doreen and his mom, Carlton and his dad. I'm looking, that is what we want to see, not just for today. Alex, yes, I'm seeing that. That is what we want, not just Kaylee, not just, yes, Nicola Wong and her mom. That is not just what we want to see just for today. Lilith, We want to see it right throughout the school year because they're 6-year-olds. Some probably have not yet reached 6, right? Just on the cusp of reaching 6 years. And so they need your help, just like how they we will need our help, the help of the teachers. And we're committed to doing that. Our motto says at Clancarthy, be the best. The best. Remember, we have good, we have better. We're not saying good, we're not saying better. We're saying be the best of whatever you are. It means that your children at Clancarthy will be given the opportunity to grow and develop emotionally, socially, and academically. We want them to be the best parents, and we want you to embrace that motto as of right now if you have not already done so. We recognize that we can't be at school. Yes, the situation is dynamic. Maybe the next 2 weeks, the education minister may say that we have to get ready for face-to-face, as well as we don't know parents. But what we must make sure, and we are trying to make sure, is that remote learning, teaching and learning will be as effective as possible. You know that your children love gadgets, especially the boys and the children. I see them, they're fiddling and they're experimenting in turning the cameras on and off. That's who they are. And so online learning can be just as exciting for them because it has opened up and will open up a totally new world. And we have from now to try and embrace online learning. And so your children will be educated through the Google Meet platform and, of course, the Google Classroom. Google Meet is a part of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information Learning Management System, and it was paid for by them. So your children, parents, will be taught synchronously. So when they're in the classroom with Miss Spence, Miss Williams, Mrs. Trey Reynolds, and when we have the other teacher, and they are interacting with the teacher, that's what we call synchronous learning. In other words, they can unmute their mics and they can talk. That's synchronous learning. When the teachers put the work in the Google Classroom, that's what we call asynchronous. Your child and you now will be able to learn, the child will be able to learn at his or her new own pace. That for me is exciting. And so our teachers have been equipped. They have been receiving training and they continue to receive training on how to effectively use this new platform. New for us here at Clancarthy. And so, yes, our teachers will have the requisite skills needed to reach your students. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, MOEYI, students, MOEYI, have also introduced other modalities to help with the teaching and learning. So parents, if you have been listening to the news, you would have heard them talk about learning kits. And even when you received the book list, you saw do not purchase. Ministry of Education will provide these books. So yes, they have provided as a part of the learning kits, textbooks, workbooks. You will be given handouts, worksheets. So just in case the internet goes down, your Wi-Fi system is disrupted, we do not want your children's education to be interrupted. And so we will try our very best in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information to make sure that you have these learning kits. As soon as the books are delivered to the school, your teachers will tell you, students, parents, the teachers will tell you when to come and to pick up the books at school. Please Make use of them. Please make sure you're going to the Google Classroom. Make sure the children are engaged. It is not an option at the Clancarthy Primary School. The children must learn, and they will learn. Also, for the first time, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information have rolled out audio, visual learning. Audio, they're listening, and visual, they will be seeing. So the children can sit down and they can listen to a teacher online explaining the content to them. So lessons will be provided using our eHome School Network, PBCJ, and of course the MOEYI YouTube. Can you imagine? YouTube as well. And the YouTube channels will be on from Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Lessons will be there for the grade ones. I tell you, online learning is here to stay. It is exciting. I am excited. You parents, get the children on. Even if you're washing, sometimes it's a Saturday, go on the MOEYI YouTube channel. They will have content for the appropriate age group. Also, we have the Go Loud app provided through Digicel, and we also have Flo who will be assisting us as well. So parents, the students will be able to access remote learning at any time via these modalities. And so parents, sorry about that. We are going to build on the foundation. What an exciting theme, what an appropriate theme. We are going to be building this year on the sure foundation, on the solid foundation. Let us be determined and let us be persistent. Let us be consistent and let us be as productive so that we will be able as a family to hurdle every challenge that will present itself or themselves. And so I say to you, together we can, parents. Together we will. God bless you. Welcome to the Clancarthy Primary School. Have yourself a very good and productive year. I challenge you, children, parents, be the best of whatever you are. God bless you. Miss Spencer?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Reed. And I thank you very much, children, for accepting what our principal has told you. And parents, Mrs. Trey Reynolds told you about the foundation. If your foundation is not strong enough, you cannot rear a successful child. You know, the foundation is normally what they trample on. They walk on the floor, the foundation. But in this time, we must brace ourselves for some pressure. But in the end, it will be a good pressure. All right. Next coming to us is our guidance counselor, Mrs. Robinson. But while Mrs. Robinson comes to us, I just want to do one thing. So, right here, I have my bag. Now, this school bag is my bag from 2000. In my bag from 2000, there's some things that I have in there. What's this? Book. Yes, and I have my textbook. This is my textbook. This is my right book. I have my shot. But guys, is this the same bag or the same things that I'm gonna take into my classroom, my online classroom for this year? Is this the same bag? No.
So I need our bag in the bag. But we have the same bag, but in this bag, we must include some other stuff. I know some of us are having challenges finding some of the stuff, but I also have this other bag, and I now need my tablet. I am now need my tablet. It's important. I had my wipes in my other bag, but I need an extra one because I'm gonna need a lot of that. Also, if we should go back out, I'm definitely gonna need my, what is this?
Mask.
I'm gonna need my mask, and I'm gonna need more than one mask. Very good. So guys, please mute your mic after I keep talking. So guess what? The purpose of my mask is to protect me from the pandemic. So I must see. I told my mommy that I needed something to secure it. So she gave me this bag, and I'm gonna put my mask in there. Not one mask. Please remember, not one mask, not two masks. And so I secure it. I put it in my school bag. I must have my snack, and these are in my snack bag. And also, very importantly, we must also have our hand sanitizer to make sure that every time we are sanitized and we are trying our best to secure ourselves from this deadly pandemic. So all of these things must be in your bag, and because we have so many things to put in our bags now, we must make sure that we do this before. Parents, please get a checklist and make sure that the children do that. Also, look at what I have. Normally, my teacher would let me write on the board, and see, I'm going to have one of these now. When teacher asks me, what is 1 plus 1? I'm going to take out my marker. It's very important. And I'm going to write on this, and I'm going to write oh my God, mommy didn't tell me any marker. Oh, my marker. So you must have these things in your bag. These things must be in your bag. And remember that before school, you must have all of these things ready at all times. The bag from 2000 is not the same bag for 2021. It is a new time, and we have to stay secure as possible. All right? Are you ready for us now, Mrs. Robinson? Mrs. Robinson?
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Please give a listening ear to our guidance counselor, Mrs. Robinson.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you. These children are something else. All right. To our board chairman, Mr. Donald Foster, our vice chair, Mr. Mullins, otherwise known as Uncle Maxie, acting principal, Mrs. Winsome Reed, to our acting VP, Mrs. Trail Reynolds, to our PTA president, yes, to our PTA president, Mr. Spence, our moderator, Miss Spencer, and to our coordinator, Mrs. Trail Reynolds. To all our parents and students, good morning. It's a pleasure to have you this morning in our midst. I am grateful to see you all, these beautiful faces and handsome. I want you to just stop for a moment and give me that beautiful smile that you have. Can you just give me a beautiful smile? All you boys and girls, it's good to see you. And of a fact, I just can't wait to have you in my space. Yes, Look at that bright smile over there. And this one over here. Yes, man. Give me another smile. Give me another smile. Show me. Right. Great. Awesome. Excellent. So it's a pleasure having you all here this morning in our midst. And amidst what is happening, we are grateful today. God is just awesome. God is good, right? You will agree with me this morning that God is just awesome. So amidst what is happening, and we have been experiencing COVID-19 and all of that, I know some parents, you would have lost your job. You would have had some person's poor health, and the stresses are on socially, emotionally, and all the hell that you can think of this morning. Limited interaction with peers, constrained access to socialization and physical contact. And know that the children would want to be out this morning. But oh my God, COVID is upon us. We are experiencing a change. And guess what? We are going to learn to embrace all the things that have been happening, all the changes. Changes are here for us to learn new things. Yes, and to master skills, to develop new qualities. And we just can't avoid the changes today. We have to just learn to adjust, to modify. We have to learn to shift, to transform, and to make a transition. So regardless of what this morning, parents, I know that you are all going to get through this. If God, I want to tell you this morning, if God has bring you to it, you can actually get through it. So don't be dismayed, don't be discouraged, don't throw arms, don't believe that God forget about you. The fact that you have life this morning, it is just well and good. So this morning I just want to share an acronym with you, and I really want to look at the word that say think. T-H-I-N-K, think. Now, when we look at the word, the letter T, I want to say to you this morning, be thankful for where you are. And I want to encourage you all. I know the children might not understand what we are saying this morning, but I want you, the parents, to listen and listen well. And afterwards, you can actually say what you have to say to your little ones. All right, take it one day at a time. That's what I want to say to you this morning. There's no way we can avoid the changes. So I encourage you this morning to just take it one day at a time. No thought for tomorrow. Don't think about tomorrow. One day at a time. And there's a little song that says, one day at a time, sweet Jesus. We want to make sure that we put Jesus in front of everything, all that is happening. Without him, we cannot do anything. All right, H, have faith in God. When you are walking in your purpose, there's nothing that can get you down. So just have faith in God. I, if God take you to it, he can take you through it. And guess what? Iron sharpeneth iron. So with your help, parents and students, we will get through it. Now it's a collaborative effort, and we alone cannot do it. Parents, you have to be a part of all that is happening. I want to encourage you to make sure that you pay attention to everything. You're a part of all that is happening. It's not an individual thing. The teachers are here, and I can tell you this morning that our teachers are empowered to serve. We are ready. We are up and ready, sharp, ready to serve. And that's the duty of all our stakeholders that are on board. So, if you want to go fast, guess what? Don't go alone. Don't go alone if you want to go fast. But if you want to go far, go together with others. Yes. Make sure you go together with others. You alone cannot do it. Push with all your might. Don't cause your pride to make you slide. Don't put pride in front. If you need help, seek help. And as Miss Williams said earlier, the guidance counselor is not just here for you to just run through to when you are in problems. But I am here for you in all, Ali. If we look at the physical, the emotional, and all the Ali, I am here to assist. I am here to help you in whatever way I can. So don't allow your pride. Don't allow your pride to let you down. All right? And as I move on, nullify negative thoughts. Put away negative thoughts out of your mind. People are around, persons are around to help. Stick to persons that are positive at all times. K, know that you can overcome one day at a time. And I'm emphasizing one day at a time. So all the best. We have some programs rolling out where we have Return to Happiness, and this is a program that the teachers are also empowered. They know about it, and we have some programs here that will help your children to actually return to happiness. So as the days goes by, as you know, we will be teaching all of these to your children. So I hope today that you will continue to cooperate as you have been doing. All the best for the new school year. I hope that we will have a productive year. All the best in all your endeavors. Don't give up hope. God is still merciful and He's still around. So all the best. Thank you for having me, Miss Trey Reynolds, and all the best to you. Challenges, and I end with saying challenges don't come to extinguish you, right? They don't come to extinguish you, but to distinguish you. All the best, grade 1 team. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Robinson. Thank you so much for those words. And remember, the guidance counselor, she has offered herself into service to serve you. But remember that when we approach each other, we must know that we all are facing this pandemic. And so it is very important for us to exercise patience because it is needed during this time. We are going to move forward now. I now welcome Mrs. Trail Reynolds, our Vice Principal, acting, our grade coordinator, and also one of our grade 1 teachers as well. So she is the lady with the many hats. Mrs. Trail Reynolds, are you ready?
I am ready, Miss Spencer. Thank you very much, Moderator Spencer. To the Chairman of the School Board, Mr. Donald Foster, Vice Chairman, Dr. Mortimer Mullins, Uncle Maxie, as we all know him, Acting Principal, Mrs. Reed, my teammates, Miss Spencer and Miss Williams, other colleagues who are on the platform, teachers, parents, most importantly, boys and girls, good morning. Now, guess what? I am going to be saying good morning and I'm going to be asking questions, but you know what? Listen, I want you to raise your hand. I know your teachers have been preparing you. I know your teachers have been saying to you, raise your hand for you to answer. And if I'm asking a question, boys and girls, you must raise your hand. You are not to unmute your mic unless I say your name. So you are not to unmute your mic. So although I'm saying good morning and I know you're excited to answer me, but just lip it like this and I'll hear you. Once you lip it, I will actually see the lips and I'll read the lips, and then yes, I will know that you're saying good morning. So do not unmute your mic at this time, boys and girls. Do not unmute your mic because I have something very special to say to you this morning. This morning, I'm here to talk to you about what we call at Concartha Primary School the tripartite agreement. Oh my, that is a big word. Tripartite agreement. tripartite. Now, for me to remember that part of the word tripartite, I am thinking of this object. What object am I thinking about while I look at that word tripartite? Did you see the object? If you know what that picture was that I was showing you, raise your hand.
Yes,
Doreen,
please.
Doreen, do you know what that was? Let me show it again. I saw Doreen's hand. I am not calling that name. Alex Blackwood, do you know what that is?
Tell her what is it.
Can I use the bathroom and tricycle?
It is a tricycle. All right, put your hands down, put your hands down, put your hands down, put your hands down, everybody. Do you know why they call a tricycle a tricycle? Do you know why they call a tricycle a tricycle? Shauna K, I see your hand first. Go ahead, Shauna K. Shauna K, I'm not hearing you. Pardon me? Shauna K, I know you're speaking.
Tricycle.
Why is it called a tricycle? Why call a tricycle? All right, Shauna K not answering me again. Aisha, go ahead. Why do you think they call this a tricycle? Pardon me?
Because it has 3 wheels.
Very good, Aisha. That's the answer I'm looking for. It's called a tricycle because it has 3 wheels. No, I think you know what those language persons did? They take out those 3 letters, try,
Really?
and you know what they did? They put it on a big word. And they put it on this big word that is called a tripartite agreement. Now, with a tripartite agreement, boys and girls, this is what happens. The tripartite agreement is a legal document that 3 people have to sign. 3 people. Now, the 3 people who have to sign this document are you, boys and girls, your mommy or your daddy, and the teacher or the principal of the school. So that is you or mommy or daddy, one of them. It doesn't have to be the two, or although it would have been nice if the two of them sign it, and the teachers or the principal who represents the teacher. So this tripartite agreement, ladies and gentlemen, we know you got it in the package. I want you to take it out. If you're not sure of what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about. So if you see this in the package, parents, please take it out because we're going to go through it slowly. Now, boys and girls, I want you to look at this. The tripartite agreement, boys and girls, it has something to do with you, and I want you to look at this, boys and girls. Raise your hand again. Raise your hand again, boys and girls, and you are going to tell me what is it to see with these pictures, and what do you think it means? Yes. What do you think these pictures mean? What are these pictures saying? Raise your hand. I don't see any hand. What do you think those pictures? Oh, Doreen. Go ahead, Doreen. What is it you're seeing there? Doreen? All right, Doreen. Carlton, what are you seeing here?
The bus
Yeah.
is laser. The boy is laser class.
Yes, he's late to class. And then when he goes to class, look at what happens over here. What is the teacher doing here?
The boss
Mm-hmm.
teacher is telling him to go to his seat.
Right. And then maybe he's a little embarrassed because he was late for class, right, boys and girls? Parents, I want you to just give me a little
Yes,
nice.
please.
I want you to just give me a little time, parents. And boys and girls, mute your mics. I'm going to show you a very, very short video. Mute your mics, boys and girls. Very, very short video so that you can understand something that I'm talking about as it relates to the big word tripartite agreement. I want you to look at this video quickly.
My old foghorn clock was the only alarm clock that could wake me up. Sure hope one of these works. Night, Care Bear.
One hour later.
Late! I hope this one works.
Late again. You get the idea.
All right. What do you recognize, boys and girls? What's happening with SpongeBob there? What was happening?
Late.
He was
Late.
always
Late. He was late. That's right. Always late.
right. You might, boys and girls, mute your mic, mute your mic, mute your mic.
Always.
So listen, he was always late. Then with him being always late, what do you think would have happened to him?
He's late for school.
And he's always late. He was late for work. What do you think would have happened to him?
He was so tired.
Somebody said it. Somebody said it. Yes, maybe the boss would say to him, you know what? You know what? Because you're always because because you're always late. All right, boys and girls, mute your mics now. Because you're always late, I am not going to keep you anymore. And if you watch the episode, you'll recognize that that is exactly what happened. Now, this is what your tripartite agreement is all about. It is something that we have all thought about that would help you in your workplace, boys and girls. You know that school is your workplace. It is something that we will help you in your workplace. So it is not just about being late, boys and girls. It's a number of things that are there. So another thing that we actually say that you must pay attention to is that you must be on your best behavior. So when your teacher says to you, mute your mic, immediately you must mute your mic. This morning in my devotion, I spoke to you parents mostly about discipline. And I'm happy to see all the parents sitting beside you this morning in order to assist with discipline. So I realized that not many times the mics are opening and the children are responding unless I am speaking to them, and that is so good, parents. Disciplining is important. The behavior of the children is important. The behavior of your child is important. And it is important because it's only with discipline you'll realize that your children are doing so well. Now, it is not just about the best behavior or the obedience or the attendance or the participation. It is also about respect, parents. And I mentioned it this morning as well. It can't be a case where your children are not respecting you and you expect them to respect us as teachers. So, in the tripartite agreement that you should have in front of you, looking at while I'm talking about, you should recognize that area, parents, about respect is also there. It is also saying that the children must sign that the homework must be on time. So when you're given homework, when you're given the classwork, it must be on time. It can't be a case where you say, you know what, he went off to sleep and as such it was late. Yes, one of the things that I recognize is that leaders, And parents who really are there with their children, they don't have excuses. They get the thing done, right? They get the thing done, ladies and gentlemen. So those are some of the things that your children will, we will ask that you sign that document for your, the children will sign that part of the document as it relates to the attendance at school, as it relates to the participation. And I love the participation this morning because the children were there answering me about what was happening with SpongeBob. And it is also about their behavior. It can't be a case, ladies and gentlemen, where we're online teaching and the children are talking, or you are speaking to them, or you're saying to them, um, Shamal, could you please go get some water from the fridge for me? No, no, you can't be engaging the children while we are engaging them. And that is what your children have to sign off on. All right. Parents, this one is for you.
Grandma,
Say it again, mute your mic.
somebody a call you.
Parents, I want you to talk back to me. Raise your hand, parents. I want you to talk back to me. No, this one is for you. I got this video on my phone a couple days ago, and I thought, oh, there may be a parent or two who may have experienced this or may have seen another parent do this. So I decided to share it with you and to find out if you know of someone who has ever done this or if you have ever been in a situation like this.
Jamaican parents preparing for school tomorrow.
School are open tomorrow. Put down the tablet and take up a book. Here, one of your school book, them come give me, make I ask you a question out of it. Thank you. All right, use the following word in a sentence. Succumb. All right, let me help you. Like when somebody meets in an accident, this usually happens due to the injuries that they received. John met in an accident and a succumb him end up in a hospital. I'm sorry, you're a teacher tomorrow.
So, parent, the question is one, what is
Check 1 2 1
something
2.
good
Audio
that you
check 1
have
2.
seen that this parent has done? What is something good? Parent, your turn. Parents only know boys and girls. Yes, Aisha. Oh, that hand went down quickly. Parent, what was something good that this parent did? Yes, Aisha? Aisha's mommy? Not hearing you. You're not hearing you.
She preempted the learning process in order to see where the child is at. So by telling her to put down the tablet and then bringing the book to her, she kind of preempted the learning process to see where she is after the
Very,
holiday.
very good, Miss Gordon. Very good. What is something that is not right with what this parent did? Parents, not boys and girls, parents. So I know the hands went up before, but if you don't want to answer the second question, you can put them down. I see Madam Morgan. Miss Morgan, what is something that this parent should not have done?
She should not have left it
You
there.
can hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Hold on, Madam Steve, Madam Gooden. Um, Miss Morgan is on now. Go ahead, Miss Morgan.
Hi, morning. You can hear me, Mrs.
I am hearing you. Go ahead.
All right. I am saying that the parent should have never what you say? Sorry for you and your teacher tomorrow. It's like putting most of that blame on the teacher, knowing that prior to going back to school you weren't an active parent. You waited till the night before to
Thank
see
you.
how far your child is in the learning process. So, right.
Yes, Miss Morgan, I am hoping that face to face come back soon. I would so hug you. That is so true. That is so true. So although she got the child to start doing something, but it was a little late, and I get the feeling that she would have been putting everything on the parent. Now, guess what? We ask you, parent, to sign on something that will mitigate against that. So, what will I sign? That is one of the questions that you will ask yourself. What will I sign? And what you sign, ladies and gentlemen, is that whatever the children had signed, you would have signed to sanction that you will take on that responsibility in order for one, the child to get to school early, two, the child to produce the good work, the good homework, three, that you will be corresponding with the teacher in a respectful way, four, that you will be participating. You notice how my boys and girls were so excited about participating. And when I asked the parent, only a few parents put up their hand. I thought everybody, I saw about 68 parents online. I thought the whole 68 parents would have put up their hand, and then I'll be guessing and wondering which of them I should take. Now, when your children see you participating, ladies and gentlemen, it is true that they too will want to participate. So we're encouraging participation. We're encouraging communication. We're encouraging that you will say to your boys and girls, you know you need to get up because teacher says you need to be at school from 8 o'clock, so you need to be there. Your teacher will tell you exactly what time she wants you online. But my children know exactly what time they should come on. It can't be a case where after 8:15 I am getting you on. And the teachers will tell you it can't be a case after 8:15 that's the time you're coming to school. No. So those are some of the things you will sign off on, parent, not just to put the responsibility on the teacher, but to ensure that you two are taking some of the responsibility. Now the children also have their share of the responsibility to take. Importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we must ensure, especially when we go back face to face, if your child is ill, if your child has a little sniffle, do not send the child to school, please. Because you know one of the things I heard? I heard that children at this age, even if they get a little corona, it will not show up as how we as adults, it would show up in us as adults. They will just have a little sniffle, and then what will happen is that they will either take it to the school, to the teachers, or they'll take it home to grandma or granddad or to you. So if you recognize that your child has a little sniffle, it is your responsibility to advise the teacher that the child is ill, and it is your responsibility as well to take the child to the doctor to ensure that whatever is happening is not something that is dangerous, right? Also importantly, your children must you must attend PTA meeting, parents, because then and only then you will be given the information that you would have wanted in order to assist your school. I must say, ladies and gentlemen, that with coming to school, whether online or face to face, your children must be properly groomed. So I understand some persons said that they do not have the uniform yet, but we're expecting you to have the uniform, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Even if you don't have the uniform as yet, there should be absolutely no spaghetti strap being worn if your teacher allows you to be in class. Your children must be properly groomed for school. So that is one of the things that you also will sign off on, and you'll sign off on that the school rules will always be obeyed. So your teachers have been talking to you about the rules since Monday, and you must ensure that the rules are obeyed. Now, as I said, the tripartite agreement, I hope you're looking at it because I'm not reading through the document. This is what it looks like. The tripartite agreement has three parts. So I've dealt with the children, I've dealt with the parent, now it is time for the teachers. Now, at the section that the teachers need to sign off on, it speaks to punctuality as well.
Teacher,
Thank you, parent, for helping me there. Thank you, thank you. It speaks to being early as well. It speaks to us as parents giving you feedback. It speaks, thank you again, parent. Thank you again, parent. It speaks to us as well, giving you
This is
feedback.
Javier O'Connor.
Right. It speaks to us, giving you feedback regarding your children and the children's performance. Right? So that is one of the things it speaks. It also speaks to us writing the lesson plan so that we are not just writing the lesson plan, but we are writing the lesson plan so that it can benefit. It is of benefit to your children, right? It also speaks to when we go in now, when we go in face to face. And you notice I'm saying when we go in face to face because I am hopeful that sooner or later all of this will die down and we go in face to face. I'm just hoping. But when we go in face to face, it also speaks to us about providing a clean learning environment for your children. Now, at the end of it all, there is a date that is written when this agreement, which is mandatory for an agreement, there must be a date. There will be the student signature and there will be the parent signature. There will also be the principal signature. Now, sometimes the principal will get someone in order to sign those as well. So you will see, for the most part, those forms that will be placed on your child's file that you will see either the principal's signature or you'll see the class principal's signature, depending on who signs it. But that is what we have dedicated our lives to do. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lord has blessed us with these boys and girls. And it is for us to do the best that we can do for them. Let us continue to endeavor to do our best. Have a great year, parents. Have a great year, boys and girls. Have a great year, teachers. And, and,
Thank you, Miss.
and continue to do your best. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss. Thank you. Bye.
Say same to you.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
boys and
Miss.
girls. Over to you, moderator.
All
Mute
right.
your mics now.
Hi, hello again. I am stepping in for Miss Spencer for just a little bit. So thank you, Mrs. Trail Reynolds. I enjoyed your presentation. I enjoyed SpongeBob. And I won't add anything to it because you covered everything. We're just gonna move on now to our a greeting from our PTA president, Mr. Jervis Spence. Mr. Spence, are you ready? He has been our PTA president for, is it 3 years now, Mr. Spence? I think he has the Lifetime Achievement Award and we're just gonna keep him. He is our technical man extraordinaire. He makes sure that we're always streaming on all platforms and he has done a very good job of keeping the parents and the teachers informed. And so we just want to welcome him as he gives us greetings. Mr. Spence, are you ready?
I am. Are you hearing me clearly? Oh, sorry, my mic is muted.
Agent Mr. Spence?
Yes, I am. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Williams. Thank you, moderator, Ms. Williams. Chairman of the Board of Management, Mr. Donald Foster. Vice Chairman, Dr. Mortimer Mullins. Chief Executive Officer, or acting principal, Mrs. Winsome Reed. Let me just wait for that noise to pass for a second. Acting Vice Principal, Mrs. Trey Reynolds. And Grade 1 Coordinator, Mrs. Trey Reynolds. Our Guidance Counselor, Mrs. Robinson. class teachers, Miss Williams, Miss Spencer, parents, students, good morning. It is my pleasure to bring you greetings on behalf of the PTA executive, our Vice President, Mr. Samuel Borden, our Secretary, Mrs. Caroline Brown, and our Assistant Secretary, Shanice Breckenridge. Parents, this morning, I want to encourage you, first and foremost, to pay close attention to the instructions shared by your class teachers. Again, pay close attention to the instructions shared by your class teachers. Most of you would have been in two groups, one with your class teacher and one with a group that I have formed, which is the grade 1 parents group. We created this group to provide information as much as possible to inform you parents on the way forward. I want you guys to pay close attention. In our acting principal presentation, she made reference to a number of things. Some sites, channels that we can use to get additional information. If by chance you are unable to log on to class for whatever reason, because we are all aware now that internet connectivity is the order of the day. You understand? And so, internet might be good on Miss Williams' side or Mrs. Stray Reynolds or Miss Spencer's side, but you might be having problems. One of the things that we need to pay attention to is the Google Classroom. The information for the lesson that was shared for the day will be placed there. Also, you have the option that Mrs. Reed mentioned of the Ministry of Education site on their YouTube channel. There are over 25 channels that you'll be able to access to be able to provide you with information that will be streamlined to gear towards whatever grade you are in. The document she made reference to, I have shared it in your group, so please pay attention to the information shared. I will share it again after this meeting has concluded, just to make sure that everybody has seen the document. Please spend the time and read the document because it was tailor-made for you, giving you options to be able to log on to different platforms to be able to access information for your children. Parents, the other thing is, please do not say that you don't know how to do things. Try and find a way to get it done. Make sacrifices. It is very important for the life of our children. Make YouTube your friend. Anything that you require to know, you can simply type it in YouTube and they will find, somebody would have posted a video to be able to show you how to get it done. So a number of persons, one of the challenges I have heard in our WhatsApp group is parents with our students with Amazon tablets. There is a way to download Play Store on your Amazon tablets. Just simply go to YouTube. There are more than one options to get it onto your Amazon tablet. Please, parents, try and find options to get the necessary information that you require. Lastly, which is most importantly, I want to encourage you to make God the center of everything that you do. To make God.
Excuse me.
Go ahead, Miss Allen.
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
Go ahead. Yeah. Please mute your microphone. Yes. Yes, parents. Please make God the center of everything you do. It is very important. Very, very important. We are in a time where there's a lot of uncertainty. There's fear on our land, all over the world, because there are so many narratives. People saying this, people saying that. But it is important to keep our eyes fixed on the person who is in control of everything. It doesn't matter who you think. You know, God allow our Prime Minister to be in charge, but he ultimately has all power and he is in charge of the whole world, right? And so it is very important to recognize, as Psalms 24 would say, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. It is also important for us to dwell in the secret place of the Most High as it relates to in Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. When you dwell in the secret place of the Most High, there is safety. It doesn't matter what is happening around you, you are safe. You will be safe because we serve a God that has ultimate power and that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above which we ever ask or think. So parents, I want to encourage you to keep your eyes focused upon the Lord. He will guide you and lead you in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. I want to declare the blessing of the Lord upon you. And as you go through the course of this week, the rest of this week, and the course of the school year, may he continue to bless you and keep you, let his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you and give you peace. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Blessings.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, Mr. Spence. Thank you, children. I am enjoying the time with children.
Thank you,
All right. So my assistant moderators, they can turn off their mics now. I thank you so very much, Mr. Spence, for your encouraging words. Aritania, turn off your mic now. I thank you for your encouraging words, and it's always good to hear the word of the Lord. It gives you a peace that nothing else will. I thank you so very much for your address. And parents, I endorse everything that Mr. Spence said. YouTube is your friend. I think we call it YouTube University. All right, it is a university. Actually, a lot of your teachers go on YouTube to learn how to use the platforms because this is the first year we are actually using Google Meets. We used Zoom last year, and so we go on YouTube to learn things too. All right, remember, I think Ms. Spencer said we are all in the pandemic together, and the frustrations that you have, your teachers have it too. All right, so we should help each other. I think this point in the program, we have reached to our question and answer segment. And so this is where parents, you get to ask your questions, whatever concerns you may have had over the course of this week when we were meeting with you. You can voice your concerns respectfully. I believe that whomever you will address your concerns or your questions to will ask. I think you can raise your hand. There is an option if you are, I'm using my laptop, so I know I have a raise hand feature. I know if you're on your phone, you may not see it, but we want to do it in a type of order. So use the raise hand feature or physically raise your hand, and then or you can type your question in the chat and we will get to you in an orderly fashion. All right, so we are at that point now where we're going to do the Q&A. So parents, it's your time. This is the forum for it.
So this is fantastic EVA with his hand up. Fantastic EPA.
Okay, miss, that was me.
Mr. Spence, is that you?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Mrs. Trey Reynolds. All right. Mrs. Reynolds.
We're not hearing you. You're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Good morning again, Mrs. Reynolds.
Good morning.
All right. Just asking some questions I know a number of parents has asked myself. One is provisions to pay the school the school contribution at the school. I just wanted to address that. And you, Mrs. Reed, I think, or you made mention of uniforms. Parents asked about the crest for the boys. You know, can you give information in terms of the cost for the crest? and if any is available, and also our P gears. Those questions I have seen a lot. Um, address those, and I ask a couple more before I quit.
Okay. I know I said good morning, but let me say it again for the parents who joined after I said good morning. Good morning again, parents. Good morning again, students who have joined after. No, the thing about it, Mr. Spence, is that there is an office, and I know we had already given the office number. So these the information that the parents would have required, they need to call the office in order to get this. So say for example the provisions to pay the contribution. What parents need to do is to call the office, and then they will get that information as it relates to provisions that will be offered to them. The office number is 928-5374. That's 928-5374. I have also given parents my number, and I know Mrs. Reed has also given her number. But again, I'm going to ask that you call me, and then we can discuss this together as it relates to the contribution that should be given. And my number again is 510-6030. 510-6030. I'm going to pause here a little before I answer the other question, Mr. Spence, because I know some parents will say that they're not getting through. However, one of the things you need to understand, parents, is that we only have one office line, and there is only one of me as well with just one number. What that means is that there are times when you are calling me and then I'm on the call with another person. What it means, and that is why I actually said to you from the onset, please send me a message. It is easier for you to send me a message and then I'll respond. Because as soon as I am off a call with a parent, then I'm on the call with another parent. One of the things I'm going to point out to you as well, parents, is that the school day ends for me with the students at 2 o'clock. It means that I cannot answer your calls during the school day because I am going to be with the children at that time. I have been trying to facilitate.
Mrs. Reed, I think Mrs. Trey Reynolds fell out the meeting. Mrs. Reed, are you hearing me?
Miss.
Mr. Spence?
Yes, miss, you're hearing me? Yes?
Yeah, I just got a call from Mrs. Jill right now. She said she has a power cut.
Okay.
So as soon, hopefully, it will come back before we are through. So she will.
I was hoping that the acting principal would take over since she fell out the call. So I'm thinking. But I'm not sure if she's hearing me when I'm calling her.
Okay. But I think Mrs. Jill Reynolds was saying that during the times when we are teaching parents from about 8:15 because we start devotion. That is the start of our teaching day. So we are on with the children from 8:15 to 2, and so parents usually are calling at that time. We wouldn't be able to answer. So they can call anytime. I know for me, I have said my parents can call me anytime up to 6 o'clock, and then the rest of that the evening would be for me and my family. So any issues that we have that you have, you can usually reach out to the teachers till about 6. But during the school day, it's difficult for us to be manning our class and answering concerns of parents. And usually the concerns are that they can't get into the meeting, or they're having issues with their tablets. And a lot of the times we cannot solve those issues.
Mrs. Reed is now on Miss Williams, so we can direct our
Okay.
questions to her. So go ahead.
I have a question in the chat, Mrs. Reed. Parents are asking if there is a deadline to take the medical in. The
As a
medical.
matter of fact, yes, miss. Thank you. Very important question. The medical should have been done even before the child started school on Monday. Right, mummies and daddies. So although we're not doing face to face, yes, still carrying the medicals. Make sure the teachers are aware of certain things that I mean, although the child is online, but you want to know that your child is in extremely good health, and we as well. So the sooner you can do the medical, the better it will be. All right, that's a part of what they should have done before they enter grade 1. All right, so still try your very best to go and do that.
All right, next question. My child is not placed in a class.
Hold a sec, miss. There's a truck passing and I'm not hearing you.
Why?
Janice Days is saying my child is still not placed in a class. You can address that.
All right, there can be a number of reasons as to why your child isn't placed in a class. I know you have challenges getting through to the office, but it's an extremely busy time. Parents are coming, the phone is run just like any other business place. And so what I would like you to do is to put your numbers even now in the chat, and one of the teachers, Mrs. Williams, Miss Spencer, Mr. Spence, will write it down for me, and they will pass on the information. All right, parents? So still try to get the teacher to get the number into the office, and we will try our very best, parents, to ensure that we answer your question, because it can be a number of reasons. All right? And we want to talk to you to answer your specific question and attend to your specific need. So if you can, try the office again, or if not, if you would like to, just put the number in the chat. Miss Williams, Miss Spencer, Mr. Spence, Mrs. I see the guidance counselor on. I'm sure I just saw her. Miss, I just saw you, don't it? No? All right. So just put those on, your numbers on, and we will get back in touch with you. Don't know why your child isn't in a class, but we will work that out before Monday morning. Promise that. Very good, Janice Days. I hope Miss Spencer and somebody just pick that number up for me. All right. Another question, Miss Williams?
I have a question about the text. Why are we not using the reggae readers?
Really? Is that really a question?
Yes, sir. We are using the language tree this year. We used it last year, so this parent wants to know why we are not using the regular reader.
So, Miss Williams, there was another question.
Oh, the question was about the text that we are using. This parent wants to know why we are not using the regular readers. Grade 1 is using language tree this year. We used it last year, so they want to know why we have switched to another reader.
And Miss Williams?
I should go ahead and answer that question.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Well, as a grade, we sit and we meet and we go through the books and we try to come up with the one that we think is best suited for the children that we have. And yes, there's one year that we used a regular reader and we found it to be a little limiting. And we looked at the language tree. Language tree comes with a workbook and a student book, and we used it last year. We tried it and we thought it was a good text, and so we decided to use it again this year. All right, parents. So, but the teachers also would have the regular readers. You know, the teachers have resource materials that we also use in conjunction with the books that are on your list. So we do pull from the regular readers if we want, because we also have that book. All right. I hope that answered your question. I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat. I see parents are saying that they are not in a WhatsApp group. I think some of the challenges with the WhatsApp group also is that parents, the teachers get a list from the office with the numbers that you filled out at the office when you came to register your child in the school. And so when we put these in there and we notify the parents with the numbers that we are given, then parents still say that they are not in a group because maybe you changed the number, or the person's number that you had on the form is not the person that you want to be in the WhatsApp group, or you want to add your brother, sister, mother, uncle. We can't do that. So we need one substantive number for a parent that we can message you with. So you have to provide a main number to the school. Mr. Spence, I don't know if you have any questions on YouTube.
I am not seeing any at this moment. I'm not seeing any at this moment. I think Mrs. Straven has addressed a number of issues that the primary issues I think parents would have had in terms of, you know, the school contribution and how they can pay it, and PE gears. That question also about not being in a class or in a school or in a grade WhatsApp group is also a prominent question as well. As Mrs. Reed says, there can be a number of issues why you are not placed in a class, and I'm repeating this because, for strangely, I am going to be hearing these same questions asked again in the group, even though they have been answered. And that's why I have implored the parents before to please pay attention to the information shared. Understand me? Because these very same answers would have been shared already, but for some strange reason, people are simply not getting it.
I don't know if we can share, Mrs. Reed, if we shared operating hours for the office so that people don't just turn up at any time that they have the time, but the actual hours that the office operates.
So we go from 8 until 2, definitely. Special now, 8 until 2, because you can appreciate that, Miss Powell. And sometimes we're so busy with other things. So once we close at 2, we have other things here. We don't leave at 2, but it's kind of difficult for us to do some of the other things that we need to do, where, as you can appreciate, parents are coming throughout the day. So it's from 8 until 2. Okay, parents, 8 until 2. We're not here during the lockdown, but we're here 8 until 2 o'clock.
Mrs. Reed, is today 12 o'clock? No. Question.
Yes, man. On a Friday, once there is a lockdown, and you would have heard from the Prime Minister that business spaces ought to give the workers time to also go and prepare, because they also have private lives and families that they must attend to. And so we close at 12 today. Yes, we do. And please pay attention to what Miss Williams just said about the phone numbers. We're still having a challenge at the office. It's not unique to just grade 1. Parents will get new phones or sometimes new chip. And yes, I know that you will forget to change the numbers, but it's important that you change the remember to update your information with the teachers. Share the updated information with the teachers, and they will share it with the office. So just in case we need to get in touch with you, then we certainly will be able to. Okay?
All right, parents, remember that this is your time to ask your questions, to come up with to share your concerns, so that as a family, as a group, that we can address them at this time that you have the ear of the acting principal. Sometimes when you ask questions in the WhatsApp group, the teachers are limited to what they know or what they can say. And so know that you have the head of the family with you. It is the time that you should go ahead and raise your concerns and ask your questions. All right? So you can raise your hand, or you can put them questions in the chat. Mr. Spence, Ariana Hormsby has a hand raised, and Ornika Morgan.
I see Miss Spencer asked her a question. I'm not sure if she's paying attention to the question. Miss Ariana Hornsby.
Hornsby.
Yes. Miss, one of our grade 1 teacher asked you a question. She's asking you, which student are you referring to? Please respond to that question in the chat.
And there's also Onika Morgan, who has her hand raised. Onika Morgan.
Right. Morning again. I joined a bit late, so I don't know if this was answered before, but my question is, being that school opens effectively, what is that, September 13, what are the hours? Is it from 8 to 3 as of Monday? Being that we didn't have a full week this week, what are the hours like for next week?
So, Miss Onika, is this my past student, Onika?
Yes, miss.
Good to see you online, my past student, Onika. You're the same, Onika. All right. So we go, only because today is orientation, we start at 8:30. School begins, and that should have been from Monday. Actually, the new school year began September 1, 2021. But the teaching and learning aspect of it began Monday, September 6th. That was Monday gone 2-3 days ago or 4 days ago. We will begin 8:15 every morning, and we go until 2 o'clock. But listen to what I'm going to say now. So the school day is 8:15 until 2. I spoke about the synchronous learning, and that's when the teacher teaches. That's when the teacher teaches the child. Mute, Anika, mute. Anika, mute. Thank you. So the synchronous part of it, so the day is divided into 2 parts, the synchronous part and the asynchronous. 8:15 to 2 o'clock. The teachers do the synchronous part, 8:15 to 11:15, which is lunchtime. All right? There will be a few teachers like the guidance counselor and the PE teacher who will go after lunch. All right? Then there are for some classes, all the classes, as a matter of fact, the teachers will leave work in the Google Classroom. All right? So we go right up to 2 o'clock, just like your teacher. Special the class teacher will go up to 11:15. Some go to 12, depending if they want to finish a lesson. And then you go for lunch. The PE teacher and the guidance counselor, depending on the class you're in, may or may not come on after 12 o'clock. Or we go right up to 2 o'clock. All right? All right, Miss Morgan?
Next question from Sean Silvera.
Miss Williams, before you, please remember also, we should have made them aware that the grade 1 students, they will be doing some assessment too. So those parents who are expecting the teaching to start very soon, the assessment will have to take place before the teaching actually starts. And your teacher, your class teacher, will inform you some more about the assessment.
And just to piggyback on that, Ms. Spencer, this year we have not yet heard from the Ministry of Education. Read the GOILP, that's what the grade one inventory learning, help me teachers, grade 1,
Grade 1 individual learning profile.
Grade 1 individual learning profile. I'm mixing it up with the IDRI. So we have been in touch with the ministry. Oh, Mrs. Trey Reynolds is back on. We are in touch with the ministry, and word is as soon as we find out, they know more about it, you will know more about it. It does not seem, however, as if it will be close. Normally, it should have started already. I'm just looking to see when she said. I don't know if Mrs. Trey Reynolds, can you tell me when I told you? I'm not remembering, just to share it with the parents.
So you did.
So I'm not sure. Yes, go on.
You did say that the education officer said that we should get it by the middle of November.
All right, thank you very much. So that's
again,
what
Mrs. Reed, again, though, remember, we also have the IDRI to administer. So it is not just one exam parent, it's going to be more than one. All right?
And I say that the IDRI, not the ID, the GOILP. So during that time, your children will not be engaged in terms of the math and the language and the integrated science. It's going to take a little time, parents, but it needs to be done and it shall be done. All right.
Miss, can you explain that acronym, please?
One of the grade 1 teachers, say what the GOILP is, please. Or Mrs. Trey Reynolds.
So it's grade. The G stands for grade. The O stands for 1. The I, individual. The L, learning. And the P, profile. And all that is, Mr. Spence, it is just an activity for the student. I don't call it testing. I tell them it's an activity to see the level at which they are at. So from then, after we have done the GOILP, then from then they will start creating the lesson plan in order to meet the needs of the children. All right.
All right, next question. Will we be getting a timetable?
All right. So grade one teachers also have a timetable. It can be shared with you, but just to let you know, though, parents, that at grade one we do reading, we do mathematics, we do integrated studies as well as language arts. There are other subjects. Oh, did I mention guidance counseling and PE? We do those subjects. One, I oh my camera is off. I'm so sorry. One other thing I know the Ministry of Education is also asking of us is that we need to ensure that we are enabling our children to be well-rounded children. And as such, there are some other areas that should be covered, such as HFLE, that's Health and Family Life Education, and there is also talks about civics. When we get some more information about the HFLE and the civics, that's Health and Family Life Education, we will let you know if those will be included on the timetable. However, English, the language arts, the mathematics, the reading, and the integrated studies are subjects that should be done every day. Now, when I saw Miss Spencer actually started packing her bag with all of those things, it is very, very important that the students have their tools right there with them, knowing that they will be doing all the subject. It might be a case where we might not have them writing in the books every day, or we might not have them doing the activity from the book every day, but at the same time, we must ensure that they have their tools ready.
All right, thank you. Next question. Do you think we will receive emails for the students by Monday? So that's typing the email from the ministry. Don't know who wants to take that.
Well, I know the names of the students had gone in for some time now. So all I can say, I am hoping, that's all I can say. Let us hope that the students will get their email by Monday. Right? But if not, parents, I know we are already engaged, and as such, we need to continue with that engagement until the students get their email addresses.
Ariana Hornsby has a hand raised there. Before she unmutes, there are a few parents that are in the chat saying they're having problems with the Amazon Fire tablet and getting onto Gmail. Miss Spencer has put a link in the chat, or I don't know, it's not Miss Spencer, but I think Mr. Spence has put a link in the chat where you can go to YouTube to see what to do to fix that issue. So remember, parents, go to YouTube, type in the problem that you're having, and usually a video is there. And Mr. Spence has done one more thing for us. He has provided a direct link in the chat. You just click on it, and if you have a Fire tablet, then that should be able to help you to get the Google Play Store on it. Khalid Sterling, please mute your mic, and then Ariana Hornsby can go ahead with the question or concern. Hornsby, I think you can unmute. This Hornsby, I don't know if you're using more than one device, but you're giving a really bad feedback.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, good morning, and good morning to everyone. Earlier it was mentioned that the classes will be done synchronous and asynchronous. For those parents who may not be familiar with that term, can you please explain? Some of us may know the term, but some may not. So can you explain those terms?
All right. So thank you for the question, Miss Hornsby. So synchronous rather, simply means, could you please mute it right? So synchronous simply means once we're in front of your children as teachers, then we are engaging your children while we are online. However, with the asynchronous learning, the
Omar Nelson, can you mute your mic, please? Thank you.
yes, with the asynchronous learning, on the other hand, the work will go into what we call the Google Classroom, and the students will be engaged with the work there. So you will not have the teachers physically present with you while the students are in Google Classroom.
All right, thank you, Miss. Again, parents with the Amazon Fire tablet, Mr. Spence has put two different links in the chat for you to click on those links and see if the videos can help you to get the Google Meet or the Google Play Store on your tablet, so you will be able to access the meetings for your children starting next week. Any other questions, parents? You can raise your hand or type it in the chat. Don't know if Mr. Spence has anything from YouTube.
I had one question, but I basically answered the question, and I'm sure Mr. Terrence will say the same thing. Tiffany Williams was asking, when will face-to-face start? And I basically responded by saying when the government allows us to do so.
Right.
Yes.
But for the purpose of the parents who are on the Google Meet, sir, if you would allow me to,
Sure.
since you had actually asked the question in the Google Meet, parents, one of the things you need to recognize is that as an institution, we do not operate on our own. We operate in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. So everybody is waiting for everybody. That's what that simply means. Everybody is waiting for everybody. So as long as the Ministry of Health gives the Ministry of Education the permission, then that is when we get our information to say, yes, we will begin our face to face. So as teachers, we do not know as well, because we have to wait for the Ministry of Health to pass that information to the Ministry of Education. And then all of us, even you parent, maybe sometimes, sometimes you parents will hear before us as teachers, right? That's what happens sometimes. So all of us will know for sure when the face-to-face will begin.
Thank you. Just waiting on any other questions. I don't see any other questions in the chat. And I don't see any raised hands, so I suppose we have covered everything.
Unmute.
You're muted, Mr. Leon.
Brittany Gary, do you have a question?
Yes,
No.
morning again to everybody.
Yes, good morning, Mom.
Morning, board chairman, principal, teachers. Hope you have a blessed morning. I'm a mother to grade 1 student for book class 1T, right? I don't have any problem because I have a problem, I have Wi-Fi at home, right? But I don't have any tablet for her. So I don't know if it is possible to get a tablet for her. I can start online class or face-to-face class. I don't really know.
All right, parents, thanks for your concern. I know one of the things with going to the meeting at the Ministry of Education, one of the things I recognize that they have been saying is that if the children are on path, maybe not for this year, but over time, they will be providing these things for the children who are on path. On the other hand, what at Kankati Primary School we will do is that we will leave things. I'm not sure if Mrs. Reed spoke about it earlier, but we'll leave materials such as learning kits, and the learning kits will include things like your textbooks. So as soon as the Ministry of Education sends the textbooks to the school, Brittany, you ensure that you are one of the first person to go and to get the textbooks from the school.
Okay.
Also, Mrs. Reed mentioned the other platforms. So just in case you do not have the tablet, but then there are other platforms such as the PBC. I don't know if you know about that you can go on in order to get the child involved or into some sort of schooling. But ensure that you get the textbook, and I will be corresponding. I have written your name. I'll be corresponding with you regularly in order for you to get the child something to do. All right. Remember, it's a partnership. It's one of the things that I said. It's a partnership now among you, the child, and me. So therefore, it means that you're going to have to play a major role in ensuring that the materials are acquired. And as I said, you as soon as I put the information in the group as it relates to going to pick up the book, you must be one of the first persons to pick up those books, right? So that I can actually guide you through pages that you need to complete. All
Okay.
right?
No problem.
All right.
Yeah. Mrs. Trey Reynolds, if I
Yes,
may,
Mr.
to add
Yes,
something
sir.
that you just mentioned.
Yes,
You made
sir.
reference to the fact that Mrs. Reed mentioned some channels, PBC. That
Mm-hmm.
document that Mrs. Reed mentioned with all of those channels, the list of channels and the YouTube channels from the MO, from the Ministry of Education, I just shared that document in the group that Brittany is a part of. So she can check and she will see it.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Monica Morgan has a question.
All right, morning again. This is not a question. It's more like a request for me. I'm kindly asking Mr. Spence to re-add me to the PTA group because I was removed and I don't know what the reason was for. So I'm kindly asking because I'm not aware of those materials that he's sharing because I was removed earlier. I don't know the reason why I was removed, so I'm kindly asking him to re-add me to the group. Thanks. So it's not a question, it's just a request.
Okay. Thank you for your request, Miss Morgan.
Miss, can I respond?
I'd
Just
prefer
a
if
quick.
you don't respond, sir. The thing about it, I will prefer to respond. I'd prefer if you don't respond. But Miss Morgan, I don't know what happened either, but the information will be shared with you in your class group. So ensure that you're also a part of your class group. All right? Mm-hmm. All right, we did say 11 o'clock, parents. I know we have given you 15 minutes. We are down to 40. So we are actually pushing it. Miss Williams, can I just go ahead now, please? Thank you, Madam Moderator.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. I was waiting for you to pass the baton on, but I realized you were still taking questions. So let
I
me
was
take this
just searching through the chat. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let me take this opportunity to say thank you to the members of the school
Thank
board.
you.
Hold on, guys. No, remember, don't mute your mic now. Do not mute your mic.
Thank you.
Don't unmute, rather. Don't unmute your mic, guys. Do not unmute your mic. Please do not unmute your mic. I need to say a special thank you to you, the parents, who have been there with us and have been there for the children. And thank you very much to the teachers as well for your continuous dedication to service. At this time, I ask that we all stand while I play the national anthem. Stand, everybody.
Stand.
Everybody stand.
What?
Put your hands by your side. While the national. Please hold on. Please mute your mic. Careful.
Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defenders, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever, to make a land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Teach us to respect for all. Stir response to duty's call. Strengthen us the weak to cherish. Give us wisdom, let's repent. Knowledge centers, Heavenly Father, grant you wisdom from above. Justice would be yours forever, Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love.
Thank you very much, parents. Thank you very much, students. Thank you very much, teachers. Have a great day.
Mr. Great.
Bye, Miss.
Mr. Spence, will be putting this recording up on YouTube? Channel?
Bye, Miss. Bye, Miss.